Hi, welcome, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you are a Chelsea fan, you are going into the Christmas celebrating with nothing. No Christmas gifts from Chelsea and a shambolic performance. If you watch the game against Wolves just a while ago, it was nothing to write home about. And it wasn't just for Chelsea fans, even for neutrals. I mean, this is the first time in about 15 years that the English Premier League is having a game on the 24th, the eve of Christmas Day. But the performance of Chelsea is what is the conversation today. Do you sack Poch? Or you think Poch still has to be there? What really is the issue with Chelsea Football Club? And you see, Chelsea are going into the Christmas festivities. The next game is on the 27th at home against Crystal Palace, which is a London derby. Traditionally, London derbies are difficult. Even before Chelsea went to Wolverhampton Wanderers, the games where Chelsea have gone away to the Molineux have always been difficult, especially the last three ones. And Gary O'Neill has proven to be one of the best managers in the English Premier League in recent times. He is not a rookie to the job. He understands how the job is being done. And he tends to get his charges to play the right way. And mind you, before you even analyze this game, think about the kind of quote and unquote traditional big boys who have gone to the Molineux and have had a baptism of fire. Spurs have gone in there and they've been beaten. Same for Manchester City, they've been beaten. The Aston Villa escaped slightly, else they would have been beaten there. It is a tough place to go. But hey, my name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Just subscribe to the channel. Do all. Pause the video now. Subscribe to the channel. Let me hear from you. I want to hear from you in the comment section. And today's question is simple. Are you a Poch in or Poch out? I want to see those who are winning. Poch in or Poch out? Do you think it is time for Mauricio Pochettino to go? Or maybe Pochettino needs some more time and there is no need to rush the decision. You need to be patient. Where do you go from here? Where do you think Chelsea goes from here? Pochettino already said some things after the game. But yes, let us do the analysis here. It is a quick analysis of that game and then let's just run you through it. So, Chelsea went into the game. The biggest news that had come before the game began was the fact that Moise Caicedo went down after training yesterday, and it was just some very, very high fever. I mean, when the medics say high fever, essentially they talk about the fact that the temperature is very high for the player, and then he had to go out. He couldn't play in that game. He had to go out, and Chelsea went to the game with Leslie Ogochukwu. Leslie Ogochukwu, who is not fully fit actually. Leslie just returned from injury, and then Mauricio Pochettino, I know wasn't planning on using the player now, but then once Nkuku Caicedo was out, he was forced to use him because there is no Enzo Fernandez as well. Then Conrad had to come and play in a double pivot in there. So there was a little bit of a confusion of how Chelsea really started the game. Was it a 4-4-2? Was it a 3-2-5? And if you look clearly at Chelsea's matchup, it was more like a 3-5-2. So it was a flat three at the back with Levi Cole. Then you had Thiago Silva at center. In fact, Thiago Silva rather at the right hand side. Then you have Axel Disasi most of the times playing at center back. Then in the middle of the park you had Conor Gallagher and then Leslie Ogochukwu in there. Then you had two wing backs, Malo Gusto as a wing back in there. Then you had on the left hand side Raheem Sterling starting, and then up top it was Armando Broja and then Nicolas Jackson. But hey, just before I go on, Armando Broja and Nicolas Jackson were shambolic. I've told you several times about the ball manipulation ability in the box for Nicolas Jackson. It's symbolic. He's not the best. He is somebody that when you're giving the ball in the box, it has to be inch perfect. It has to be pitch, else he will make a mess out of the ball. And he did a couple of times. Same for Armando Broja. He doesn't seem to be in tune at where exactly you'd want him to be. He seems to be fluffing his lines. They were in the first 15 minutes, however, Chelsea were brilliant. Without the ball, that 3-5-2 became a 4-4-2 for Chelsea, where they tack in, they made it difficult for Wolves to play out. But see, there is a reason why I didn't mention that. For me, last season, Gary O'Neill was the best manager in the league. You can go back to my earlier posts from last season and the end of last season. And I thought that with the job he did with Bournemouth, the job he did over there, with making sure that Bournemouth stays in the league, he was the best manager in the league. Mind you, he joined this Wolverhampton Wanderers side 5 days to the beginning of the season. when Julian Lopetegui had asked for a lot of players and they said, no, we can't get this for you. The Chinese owners at Wolves said, we have done a lot of investment. They had not really yielded. We have to be patient with how much you throw money out again. And now we can't get more players. He was having his own issues at Bournemouth. Then Wolverhampton Wanderers approach him. He leaves, goes to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then he gets it. Brilliant job from Gary O'Neill. There was a tactical tweak in Wolves' shape. They played with the 3-back as well, but it was more of a flat 3 at the back with 5 midfielders in there. Immediately they realized that Chelsea were being very compact and preventing from playing through them. They went into a diamond and they mixed it up with a higher press and then a mid press sometimes, a mid block sometimes, where sometimes they will come at Chelsea, sometimes they will sit in the middle of the park, but they make the pitch very constricted and then make it very compact with Cunha at the tip of the diamond and make sure that the extra man in the middle was Lamela and the job that everyday Conor Gallagher does for Chelsea, that's what Lamela did for Wolverhampton Wanderers, consistently chasing those who were on the ball, closing them down from behind, from the sideways, from their blind side, winning the ball and playing forward and getting Wolves into areas that are dangerous through Lee Chan and the other Wolves players. It was brilliant display, especially after the first 20 minutes from Wolves when they realized that this is exactly how Chelsea wanted to play. Mind you, Pochettino also changed a few times his shape. It was a new shape actually. A few times his shape to try and make sure that he will be more like a chameleon. In the first half, both teams were cancelling each other a lot of the times, and I think it was actually some brilliant football, some very good football in there for Chelsea football, for Wolves and then Chelsea Football Club. But hey, again, it is one of the games where I'll tell you that it is Chelsea shooting themselves in the foot because that shape was brilliant from Pochettino. You cannot blame Mauricio Pochettino. You can't blame Mauricio Pochettino for that loss that Chelsea just had. You can't blame Mauricio Pochettino for the fact that Chelsea have lost 19 games in 2023. It's not just him. Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, Mauricio Pochettino, all of these are part of this record. And whether Bremen and the likes are those that have worse records than them, Almeria and the likes, where the Chelsea get is bad in a calendar year. It tells you that holistically, in a perspective and a context of Chelsea as a club, they aren't exactly where they're supposed to be. So you're a Chelsea fan and you're confused, you're worried. Yes, everybody is, but the real issues are there. And we'll touch into that in this analysis. So stick and stay, don't go anywhere. Let's do the analysis proper. So, like I was saying, in the first half, when I watched the game, this was my first half analysis. In the first half, I thought that Chelsea were very dominant on the ball, especially in the early openings of the game. They slowed down the game at certain points in time. 4-4-2 off the ball shape, I think it was brilliant from Chelsea, and I like the fact that they were in that shape, especially the 4-4-2 off the ball shape. It was one of the best shapes that I've seen Chelsea playing in recent times. It was very brilliant. Also, this is a system that I think that was tailor-made for Nkunku. And I was a little bit shocked that Nkunku didn't start because there was a lot of space on the left hand space there for Nkunku to attack. They play very well in there for them. And the pressing was good, like as always. It has always been good. The counter press was also very good for Chelsea. I just think that, again, it is one of the games where Chelsea shoot themselves in the foot. The chance in the first half from Raheem Sterling. People talk about experience. Yes, he's supposed to be Chelsea's most experienced player, supposed to be Chelsea's most experienced attacker. But how do you fluff that? Was it that he, at that point in time, he was thinking that Jackson or Cole Palmer were both going to be ahead of him and they were offside and hence he didn't want to pass? Why didn't he pass the ball to these players? It happened before against Aston Villa. Again, in here. And this is one of the reasons, the things that get you confused as an analyst when you watch games like this. And sometimes you look at it, whilst there are excellent stuff for you to analyze and say, okay, there are good stuff. I saw some good stuff, some good shape. But there were real issues where you create chances. Jackson got in behind a couple of times. Armando Broja got in behind a couple of times. All of these people failed to hit the back of the net. And I do not understand how you play in a game like this. You play some good football, have a very good structure. Armando Broja, you cut the ball back, and all of a sudden you allow Lemina to come from nowhere and then clear the ball. Where's your conviction? Where's the conviction? And for me, it's mind-boggling. Like, you look at it and you are confused, you are bemused. Again, for Nicolas Jackson, consistently, one chance instead of hitting the ball once, wants to control it. I mean, yes, he helped a lot of the times off the ball, but again, one chance again. He was ahead of Semedo. Allow Semedo to get ahead of him. What are you doing? Like, it reeks lack of confidence all throughout the team. And for me, you can't play a game where you have 65%, 59% possession, who's up 13, especially in the last part of the game. You play a total shot of 16, 5 of them on target. Um, you have 7 shots blocked, and then all of a sudden the manager is a joke and he has to go. It doesn't solve anything. It's not Mauricio Pochettino. It is not Mauricio Pochettino. It goes beyond Mauricio Pochettino as a manager. You understand? And sometimes when you get into some games like this, you do the analysis, you watch the game, you're like, wow, this shambolic stuff. This is stuff that doesn't make sense. And the players need to sit up. Once again, Chelsea had a lot of chances to win the game. They couldn't win the game. Chelsea were better large part of the game. That is fact. They weren't able to make the best out of the being large part. But today, Jackson, for me, and Armando Broja were poor, especially for Armando Broja, a player that I, for one, have been pushing for. I mean, you look at these people and you ask yourself, why won't Todboli, Baghdad, and Bali, Wayne Stanley, Vevel, Schultz, and the likes look at themselves and say, hey, we need to buy somebody in January. We need to buy somebody in January. We need to go to the market and get someone. And again, the game went down to individual errors. There were a lot of individual errors from Desasi at some point in time. From Thiago Silva, he is not above reproach. He made some mistakes in the, and then Axel Desasi, and then Benoit Belachile, my boy. He's a player I love personally. He comes on. How do you control a ball like that, Axel Desasi? You clear with your right foot. The ball goes behind you, and I don't know how you want to turn Axel Desasi. That's shambolic. Another mistake in there. And then you ask yourself, why are they going? You don't make these much individual errors and then you expect to win games at the highest level. You get punished. And yes, also you're punished again. The indiscipline, the naivety, the impatience after they went down by a goal to 0, you could see it. Jackson goes in, takes a yellow card for dissent. Raheem Sterling begins to dive and simulates the game, takes a yellow card. He's going to miss that one. Cole Palmer hits a ball goes out of play, takes a yellow card. He will miss the game against Crystal Palace. That is where the team is. Naivety, impatience, indiscipline from the players. But that is something where I turn to the manager and I ask, why are the leaders in the team? Who keeps them calm? Who gives them that calmer and tranquilo mindset when they are supposed to be in there? They don't have it. And it's a tough call for everybody in the team. Poor performance, indiscipline. I think that the silver lining for this was the fact that Nkunku has returned and he was brilliant. That left half space was brilliant, and this system is made for him. I know that there is no way Nkunku will not break that Chelsea jinx, that Chelsea number 9 jinx. Start him as a number 9. Let him drop off like Harry Kane into the number 10 role. So you have a lot of men in the half spaces. If you want to play him together with an outlet, play him together with an outlet sometimes. But I mean, in conclusion, it was just another game where you go ahead, play some good football, you get punished, then you go chasing the game, then you leave spaces in behind, then you get scored a second goal, and then you're in trouble. That's the Chelsea story for you. Yeah, this is what time will allow me. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Enjoy your festivities if you're a non-Chelsea fan. You can't enjoy it if you're a Chelsea fan. I mean, maybe you want to detach from the team and enjoy your festivities, but yeah, do something that makes you happy. Don't get all confused and all worked up. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.